What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Thanks for tuning in the channel once again. Another video today by Malcolm X, based on the topic of education in America. But before I jump into the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video if you like what you hear. Now, one of my favorite quotes by Frederick Douglass is knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. And you can take that in so many different ways. But the angle that I took it at is once I start reading on my own, and not just reading, but sitting back and thinking about what I read, but then going back also and applying those methods, it let me fully grab the concept that there's no power in one man that's not in every man. Like every man is born with 2 hands, 2 feet, a heart, and brain. And it's up to you to max it out to the full potential. So while I'm not 6'9" like LeBron, I have greatness inside of me, just like he has a greatness inside of him. Every individual is a different expression of their greatness. So it's up to us to figure out what we're great at and then express that out into the world. But the system kind of tricks us to not look at ourselves that way. So I'm going to play a little clip from Malcolm, and then I'm going to jump back into it and give you my 2 cents on it.
This is part true. You won't find very many people who are Afro-American who will admit it. But if it is true, why? It is true that there is a sluggishness, intellectual sluggishness, academic sluggishness in almost any Negro community. But this exists only because of the result that has come upon us through years and years of slavery and being held down in this society. This is why I made reference to the book Crisis in Black and White. This particular man gives a very good scientific analysis as to why this lethargy exists in the Negro community. It is something that has been created by the system. The system is designed to make the Negro student lose his interest in education almost before he even gets started in school. And the parents usually, who are also limited where education is concerned and who have run into so many barriers and obstacles, despite the fact they had education, sometimes they ask themselves, what's the use? So as long
a student's biggest teacher will always be his parent. And I think it's time to acknowledge what our public school system is in America. And it's factories. It's public school, college, send you to a job, or you're not good enough to compete. You know, it just shows that you obey, you'll do what we say. You don't learn anything tangible at school that you hold. It ain't teaching you about your self-esteem, your knowledge, how to navigate through life. It really doesn't even teach you how to think. So we're at such a disadvantage already. And that's why, man, I'm such a big fan of reading. I read every day. My children and I listen to audiobooks in the car on the way to school because I'm a big proponent. You don't need anybody else to tell you anything if you know how to go find the information yourself. And when I say read, I don't mean just read the words on the paper, but comprehend and know what they're saying, what this statement means. The reading comprehension is very, very, very key. And I know that's something that a lot of young Black boys lack in America. Statistically, I can't say how true or false those stats are, but it's something that we have to address within our own community, because no one, honestly, on the outside is about to come in and make sure that your kids can read and read proficiently.
As long as the system that we are in exists, and this system, the survival of this system depends upon the continued exploitation of the black man in this country. The survival of it depends upon the continued degrading of the black man in this country and the necessity of using us as the whipping boy and the alibi and the excuse, as long as this system exists.
And so what better way, if there was a system that wanted to exploit the man and make the man look bad? You remove the man from the home, and that starts a domino effect, because we know single mothers create single mothers, right? And then you put these women in a position where they have to go to work for 8 hours a day. So they put their kids in daycare or your public schools. And you say, don't worry, I got them trained, and they'll be around some of the best and brightest, most educated people in America. But those people are brainwashed, and they're not from your community. They don't know anything about you for real. So they're not teaching your kids anything real. And so if you wanted to destroy your people, you just literally throw their man out the way. Teach them whatever you want and always make the man a scapegoat. And I know so many people who think their fathers don't love them or don't care about them, and they have this victim mindset.
Then you will find that our people will have the same attitude toward education. And they have a justified, I should say, they have an attitude that can be explained. But at the same time, the burden rests upon the leaders of the Afro-American community to try and instill within the youth especially the desire to further their education, because without it, you're not going anywhere on this earth today.
And that's where I say, no more leaders. Having leaders is what put us in these positions in the first place. The leader of every home needs to be that man. And then the mama, and then the kids. Because you know and I know the leaders have been bought out. They've been sold out. So yes, the concept of leaders may have been fine and dandy in the 60s. But the challenge on us as parents, it don't matter how young you become a parent. I became a dad at 20. If you make your bed, you lay in it. But you have to guarantee that your children have a better outlook and outcome on life than what you did. I grew up 100% a Section 8 baby. Projects, food stamps, government assistance, all that. And I say my children led a life out of a Disney TV show. And every man should strive to give his children a life out of a Disney TV show. I don't see why not. The same way some people, they wake up and they go hop on a jet ski, or they wake up on yachts. Your children deserve that too. It's all a mindset thing. It ain't a skin color thing. It's what do you feel like you deserve in your life? What do you feel like your children deserve their life? And how do you get it for them? Don't say, I can't do that. Say, how can I? And education is the key to freedom. And I don't mean education by going to get a degree or spending all your money at a college. But I mean, what's the last book you done read? When's the last time you applied that knowledge that you read in that book? Who's your favorite author? How often are you studying? That's the key to life. That's what separates the good from the great, is mastery of craft. And one thing I learned from Napoleon Hill is you get paid for specialized knowledge. When you know something that the masses of the world don't know, that makes you more valuable. And so a lot of people wonder why they can go to a job and work for 20 years and then just get kicked to the door for somebody new. Because in that 20 years, you didn't get more valuable. You was a yes man or a yes woman. Our society makes you think that these degrees are going to make someone to care about you. But no, it just puts you in a replaceable box. And so if you are in the route where you got a degree, still sharpen your outside knowledge. But on the flip side of it, I get it. If I went and spent $100,000 at school, you can't tell me nothing. I got this piece of paper to say I won. So it's a huge catch-22. And the more educated that Black Americans are getting, you got more debt than ever. You got more people trying to, recover that lifestyle, and it's not working at all. So I'm putting a challenge on the parents and the young men and women of today's world. Fall in love with reading. I promise it'll unlock your mind in ways that you never imagined. But if you're just gonna listen to music, man, music rides on a certain frequency and vibration. You know your body is mostly water. So if you listen to murder, 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 kill, 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 and that ain't even exactly, but the little Dirks of the world. Not that the music is hyper negative, but it's all based on one realm of life. That life is so much bigger than streets and jewelry and music and women and cars. And I'm not saying that you can't entertain that lifestyle, because I get it. I grew up around that 24/7. But all I'm saying is, once you grab the concept that the world is so much, so much, so much bigger than where we're taught to view it as, you won't even find those things appealing anymore, if that makes sense. Man, there's so many different types of books that you can read and have you sitting there just gone. My current read right now is Three Magic Words. I got that from Nipsey Hussle's reading list. And if you look at some of the books that man read, you'd be surprised, because it gives you a totally different outlook on how he was. Maybe he grew up in the hood and he still had that street persona, but man was very, very intelligent. So I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my perspective that we don't need leaders anymore. Everybody needs to be a leader. Everybody has the power to be a leader, to be a genius, to be a creative genius in a new light and a new mind in this world. Or do you feel what Malcolm said, that we need some type of leaders in the Black community? And I feel like if he was still around, he would agree with me, because he would see how every leader we've so-called has sold out the masses for $1. So that's just my take on it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to watch my other videos. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel once again. Be the change you wish to see in the world. And we are out.